Some stories should never be heard after midnight.
I've always been careful about locking my doors. Deadbolt first, then the handle lock, then the security system. Every night. It's habit. So when someone tried my front door at 2:13 a.m., I know it wasn't because I forgot. It was a Thursday. I remember because I had work early the next morning. I went to bed around 11:15 p.m. The house was quiet. My neighborhood usually is. No traffic after midnight, no loud neighbors, just occasional wind brushing the trees. At exactly 2:13 a.m., I woke up. Not from a noise, from the sound of pressure. You know that subtle metallic shift when someone tests a locked handle? A slow push, a gentle twist, just enough to see if it opens. My eyes snapped open. I didn't move. Then I heard it again. The front door handle turning, slowly, carefully. Not someone banging, not someone knocking, someone testing it. My heart was pounding so loud I was sure they could hear it from outside. I grabbed my phone from the nightstand but didn't turn the screen on. I didn't want light in the room. The handle stopped moving. For maybe 10 seconds, everything was silent. Then the deadbolt, a faint metallic click. Not unlocking, just pressure against it, like someone was trying to feel how strong it was. I slowly sat up in bed. My bedroom door was open slightly. From where I sat, I could see part of the hallway leading toward the living room. The house was dark, but I could see the faint glow from the streetlight outside leaking through the blinds. Then I heard something worse. A soft exhale, right outside the door, like someone standing inches away from it, breathing, slow, controlled, waiting. I opened the security app on my phone without making a sound. Front camera. No motion detected. That didn't make sense. If someone was touching the door, it should trigger. Unless they were standing too close to the door for the camera to detect movement. Right under it. I zoomed into the live view. Nothing visible, just the edge of the porch and darkness. Then the handle moved again. Slower this time. Almost patient. Like whoever was out there wasn't in a hurry. They weren't scared of being seen. They weren't worried about being caught. They were checking, testing, learning. I quietly slid off the bed and stepped toward my bedroom door. I didn't turn any lights on. I didn't want them to know I was awake. I grabbed the metal baseball bat I keep in the corner of my room. As I reached the hallway, the movement at the door stopped. Silence. Complete silence. I stood there for maybe 30 seconds. Then my phone buzzed. Motion detected. Backyard. My stomach dropped. The backyard. That meant whoever was at the front door had moved. I opened the backyard camera feed. The motion light was on, and someone was standing near my back gate, facing the house, not moving. I couldn't see their face clearly. They were wearing dark clothes, hood up, hands in pockets, just standing there, looking at my house. At 2:13 in the morning. I didn't breathe. After a few seconds, they walked toward my back door. Slow, unhurried. The back door has a glass panel in the center. From the hallway, I could see a faint silhouette approaching it. Then they stopped directly in front of it, close enough that if the porch light flickered, I'd see their face. They didn't knock. They didn't try the handle. They just stood there, like they knew I was inside, like they wanted me to know they were there. Then, slowly, they raised their hand and tapped the glass once. Soft. Just enough sound to carry through the house. My entire body went cold. They weren't trying to break in, they were trying to scare me. Or worse, they were trying to see how I'd react. I stepped backward into the shadows. I didn't want to be visible through the glass. The figure leaned slightly closer to the door, and that's when something caught my eye. Their reflection, in the glass. For a split second I saw their face, and my stomach twisted, because it looked familiar. Not someone I knew, but familiar in the worst way. Same height, same build, same haircut outline. It looked like me. The figure tapped the glass again, then slowly turned their head, as if scanning the inside of my house, looking for movement, looking for me. And that's when my phone buzzed again. Motion detected, front door. They weren't alone. Motion detected, front door. My brain couldn't process it fast enough. There was someone at my back door, and now someone at the front. I didn't move. I didn't breathe. The figure outside the glass hadn't left yet. They were still there, standing inches from the back door, head slightly tilted as if listening. My phone vibrated again. Motion detected, front door. Then again. Motion detected, front door. That meant movement, multiple times. Either someone was pacing outside the front entrance, or there was more than one person. I slowly shifted toward the living room wall and angled my body so I could see both the hallway and part of the back door. The backyard figure hadn't moved, but then they did something that made my skin crawl. They leaned closer to the glass and smiled. Not a wide grin, just enough for me to see teeth. My phone buzzed again. Motion detected. Front door. I opened the front camera live feed. The porch light was on, and someone was standing directly in front of the door. Hood up, hands down by their sides, not moving. The same height, the same build, the same stance. Two identical figures, one at the back, one at the front, both standing still, both facing inward. I zoomed in. The camera quality wasn't perfect in the dark, but I could make out enough. The outline of the jaw, the shoulders, the posture. They both looked like me. I backed further into the hallway. My heart was slamming so hard it hurt. The backyard figure raised their hand again and tapped the glass. 3 soft taps, then stopped. The front door handle moved again, slow, testing. The deadbolt didn't budge. I reached for my phone and dialed 911 as quietly as I could. I whispered my address, told the operator someone was attempting entry. She told me officers were on the way. Stay inside, stay quiet. Like I had a choice. I heard something then, a third sound, from inside the house, behind me, a soft footstep, not from the front, not from the back, from the hallway leading toward the laundry room. I froze. That part of the house had no exterior door, no windows big enough to enter. I slowly turned my head, and that's when I saw it. At the end of the hallway, a silhouette, standing just inside the shadow where the ceiling light didn't quite reach. Not moving, just watching. It had the same outline, same height, same shape, but this one wasn't outside. It was already in. I dropped the bat. The metal hit the floor with a sharp crack. The silhouette at the end of the hallway tilted its head slightly, the exact same way the one on the camera feed had earlier. Then my phone buzzed again. Motion detected. Backyard. I glanced at the feed. The backyard figure was gone. I switched to the front camera. The porch was empty. No one there. But the front door handle was moving. From the inside, the deadbolt slowly turned. Unlocked. I didn't touch it. I was standing halfway down the hallway, nowhere near the door. The door creaked open slightly. Cold air rushed in. The silhouette at the end of the hallway stepped forward, into the light, and I saw its face. It wasn't exactly mine, but close enough to confuse your brain. Same eyes, same nose, same hairline, but the expression was wrong, blank, detached. It looked at me the way a person looks at a reflection they don't recognize. Then it spoke. Not loudly, just above a whisper. You locked it wrong. The voice sounded like mine, but flatter, almost mechanical. From outside, red and blue lights flashed through the window. Police. The silhouette turned its head toward the front door, then back to me, and smiled slightly. The same small smile. Then it stepped backward and disappeared into the shadow near the laundry room. The front door slammed shut on its own. The deadbolt clicked back into place. The house went silent, completely silent. The police banged on the door seconds later. I opened it, told them everything. They searched the entire house, attic, closets, garage, crawl space. Nothing. Backyard fence wasn't disturbed. No footprints, no signs of forced entry. They reviewed my security footage. At 2:13 a.m., the backyard camera activated. The motion light flicked on, but there was no person visible. The same with the front door. The handle moved, but no one was there. The officers looked at me the way people do when they think stress is messing with you. They suggested maybe someone had tried the door earlier in the week and I was mixing things up. But I know what I saw. There were 3 of them, 2 outside, 1 inside, and they all looked like me. I haven't slept well since that night. At exactly 2:13 a.m. every night I wake up. No alarm, no noise, just awake. And every morning when I check the door, the deadbolt is still locked, but the handle is slightly turned, like someone tested it from the inside. I installed extra cameras, changed the locks, even stayed at my brother's place for a week. But no matter where I am, at 2:13 a.m., I wake up. And sometimes, when I close my eyes, I feel something standing just outside whatever door I'm near, waiting, testing, learning. Because I don't think they were trying to get in. I think they were practicing. For the night I forget to lock it. This was Midnight Whispers. If you double-check your door tonight, make sure it's locked on both sides.